Hey guys, so I'm trying to determine first of all a pattern here and where the body lines end, and I'm thinking that it would be about 7 inches off of the bottom or gap. So I'm going to place a couple of pieces of masking tape to have a reference. So again, that is not right. So 7 inches. So that is my end point there. Same thing for this one here. And this is very important because you want the tape to be exact here, because as you look at the hood, you will notice any mismatching ends. So, and I also have to clean it with alcohol. Do that, and then I'll be back. Okay, so I just finished cleaning the hood with alcohol. And I'm going to put several reference marks here just to make sure that that everything is going to be lined up properly. And I'm going to do the same thing for this side. And I'm just going off of the side of the hood here. Okay. And I'm also going to take a couple more measurements here, and I'm going to put a couple of pieces of masking tape, because again, I want to have a very even flowing line all around. So since there's a little bit of a rise here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to come down this way and go around and follow the same pattern all the way down to the bottom there. Okay, so I don't know what I said earlier, but just to be on the same page, what I did here is I measured from the 9-inch mark shown here. It is 7 inches down and 9 inches to the edge of the gap. So, and that is the same for this side. Okay, so I have all my little markers, places where I think I'm going to need them, and at least they're pretty accurate, and they give me sort of a roadmap as to where to place the tape. Now the measurements that you see here are from the edges, and the reason I did it is because the tape is going to run in here, and same here. So the first question you have to ask yourself is, where do you start? And what I decided I'm going to do is I want to start from the very bottom here. One is for this to be straight. You can give it a little tug to make sure that it's really straight, and then I'm going to keep on working, going up the line here. And you want to step away and make sure that everything looks right. This area is going to be a little tricky because you have to make a turn there, a bend. So we'll see how that turns out. It's looking pretty good. May not like it, may want to make it wider, so because this is again very arbitrary as far as where I'm laying the tape, so no biggie. Now here again, you want to keep it taut and start making the transition here, and make sure that you like the curve here that you're developing basically. I'm gonna have to fast forward here because at the end you'll realize that I just decided to go with 2 individual stripes down the hood instead of having this kind of crossover thing that I was trying to get creative with. It didn't look right, and I ended up also having to splice some of the tape, something that I really dislike, but sometimes you have to just do what you got to do. Anyway, so I'm gonna skip forward a little bit just to save time, and I'll show you segments on how this turned out. Again, it was not my favorite, and then how I simplified the whole design idea. And speaking of simplifying, as you can see here, I was trying to, I don't even know what I was trying to do, just I thought I could do this. Either I don't have the experience or my whole idea was flawed from the get-go. And this is also something that I had to correct at the end. So again, I'll just wanted to show you this, and it was a cluster. Let's just leave it at that. I decided to leave this portion unedited so you can actually see how you can make a 90-degree turn if your design calls for something like that. It's a little tricky. You want to be pulling on that tape, but it's a matter of balancing. It's like a balancing act, because if you pull too much, you're going to start deforming the tape. Yeah. It just takes practice, I guess, something that when it comes to pinstriping I do not have, but it can be done, as you can see here, and it's not 100% perfect, but as you can see, I'm pulling that tape a lot, and as you do that, you want to be forming the 90-degree turn, so to speak. I mean, it's not exactly 90 degrees, of course there's a curve there, but you can see it turned out pretty decent. So that's something, if again, if you want to incorporate that into your design, you can do it, but don't overdo it. That's what I'm saying. It just takes practice. Well, it's done. Spent a few hours out here in the garage, probably close to 3, between getting the extra tape and all of that, of course. And I had to resort to doing this type of an ending. I think it looks good. At first I wasn't convinced about it, but I think it turned out pretty good. And truth be told, I had to splice a little bit here. And I know it looks like hell, but if I drive really fast, nobody will see it. And of course, this can be removed, not that I really want to, because of the amount of time I spent working on it. I have another, I don't know if I can, yeah, there's another little joint there that I had to make. But again, those are just little details. And same thing on this side. I think somewhere, yeah, there. But all in all, I think it turned out pretty pretty nice. Well, it's almost midnight. This was bugging me. I don't care for this going across. I mean, this is like really tight here, white space there, and I don't like the design. So what I'm thinking is I'm going to experiment with this. Man, these things get really stuck there, but that's a good thing, I suppose. So, I gotta remove the glue. Alrighty, so I got rid of the stripe going across here, and now I'm gonna close this one in, see what happens. In all honesty, it took me a while to figure out how to do this. I wanted some clean cuts there so it looked like a one-piece sort of stripe. I don't even know if I'm explaining that right. So it took a little doing, but I finally, I think, figured it out pretty well. Not my best work. I'm not really proud of the way it let me backtrack a little bit. It looks okay, and everybody who's seen it at a couple of shows, they think it looks great, blah blah blah. In my opinion, I guess I'm never happy with this thing. I don't know why. I mean, it looks okay, but I know where the little mistakes are, and so it's a personal thing. Honestly, it's a heck of an improvement over the crossover design. It looks a lot better, and I'm happy with it, and I'm gonna keep it like that for a while anyway. But let me fast forward again, and I'll show you the finished product. There's no real easy way for me to explain how I did this. I was just kind of like improvising, honestly, and hoping for the best. That's what I did. That was a great choice. I think that looks great. Yep, it's past midnight, and I am happy to say that I am finally done with this. I am so glad that I changed that the shape of that portion of the hood, instead of having the stripes running across. That looks so much cleaner. So I am very happy with that. Yes.